Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about Canada's very first ever Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald. Most of you have probably heard of him, but you guys probably don't know about what he's done for the country, so I'm going to talk about that today. Sir John A. Macdonald was born in 1867 and mostly lived his entire life in Ottawa. He was also known for living in Kingston, but nobody really knows about that. It's more like a myth than anything, but I just thought it'd be pretty cool to add it in. Now, you may know Sir John A. Macdonald by helping to build the Canadian Railway. Now, originally, the Canadian government did not want to build the Canadian Railway, mainly being that it would cost way too much money, and they didn't really see a proper use for it. The main use for it was just to kind of help with tourism back then, but Canada was so new that people really didn't want to explore it because they didn't think that nothing cool would really happen. But Sir John A. Macdonald, saw it differently. He thought of it as it could help with tourism, but it can also help with cargo, and it could also help expand Canada. So he decided to push for it, and as we can see today, it obviously helped a lot. Now, there's two big reasons why the Canadian Railway helps much with Canada, and the first one being that it helped expand the West. Now, before the Canadian Railway, most people would hang out in the east of Canada because there was way more towns, way more people. But farmers realized that if you head west, there's way more farmland, meaning that, you could farm more. And the Canadian Railway helped a lot of getting farmers to point A to point B, and without that, we wouldn't really have farms as much as we do now. Now, the second big thing that the Canadian Railway really helped with was just transportation in general. The reason why this helped so much was because back then they had to use vehicles which weren't really the best. They cost more, they would break down, but with a train, it can move day and night. It took less fuel because it usually burned with fires, and it also carried way more cargo than a regular car. So small businesses were able to perform way better, and farmers from the West were also to sell their crops way faster with the Canadian Railway. Now, another big thing that Sir John Macdonald did when he was first elected was made basically the entire law. So, before John Macdonald, there was not really a law in Canada, so it's kind of just free game to do whatever you really want to do. But Sir John Macdonald decided to make laws, and one of the big things that he's ever really done was made the House of Commons and the Senates. So after he made that, then he started making actual laws, and then they started determining if those laws should actually be in. So without Sir John Macdonald, we wouldn't have the House of Commons or the Senates. Now, the last thing we'll be talking about today is he pushed to make tariffs a lot more expensive. Now, I guess in this day and age, it look like a bad thing, but just picture this. It's 1898, and you are working on your farm with your 87 children making corn, and you decide to go to your local Walmart and buy yourself a scarf. Now, you look at the scarf options, and there is a scarf that was made in America, and it costs $1. But you look at the ones that are made in Canada, and they cost 50 cents. Now, the reason mainly why they would do this is so people would buy the Canadian-made stuff, so it would support Canadian manufacturers and not American manufacturers. Pretty much, it just makes Canada grow better. And you're pretty much just giving Canada your money, so you're just supporting Canada. It was a good idea for its time, but I'm not really sure if it would fly now. But yeah, that was Sir John A. Macdonald. That was my presentation. Hopefully you learned something. I don't really care if you don't. But yeah. Cue the outro.